Welcome back to the channel. We are Carol and Ken, and we like touring in our Consort Nova Motorhome called Snoopy. In this series we're taking you to some of our favourite National Trust properties in the southeast of England. We even end up judging an art competition. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another episode. Now, on with the movie. Well, the trains didn't really bother me last night. I only heard a couple.
I think I only heard one quite early on, just after we'd gone to bed.
Yeah.
Didn't hear any during the night.
It's very peaceful here, wasn't it, really?
Lovely.
The only difficulty is, of course, it's a car park and everybody needs to park, and you can get squeezed in a little bit. So whether we can still open this side door, I imagine we can. Yeah. We're okay, we can do it. Have that open for a bit, shall we? Have a bit of fresh air. Now, fly screen in action. I've already been out and put the sunscreen on.
Time of the day.
Yeah, the admin hour. Can you manage that? She's big and strong.
Not very heavy.
No. Need the big one this morning, don't we?
Yeah. We mean business.
That-
And you've got this.
No, that's for a blooming iPhone. Look.
Oh, right, you haven't got the one.
No. Damn. We were setting the table up to get all the footage off the cameras. And Dummy here has left the equipment that we need to do that. Oh well, let's have a cup of tea instead. I have since given up on this editor and I now use DaVinci Resolve. Thanks very much. Delicious.
It feels like you're on holiday when you hear the seagulls.
Yeah, it does. Whenever you hear the seagulls. We've got Simon the Pieman here. Wonder what he does.
It's an eat-in or takeaway. Might have to go there afterwards.
Might have to, yeah. Now we've been in this place. We covered that in our previous film, so we'll link to that if you want to see inside this church. We're on our way to Lamb House. We've never been able to get into this place before, have we? There are some incredibly beautiful streets in Rye. Oh, here it is, down here, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's it.
So we got here nice and early today and the place isn't open yet. So we just have to take our place in the queue. Henry James was a famous author. Hey.
Hello.
Very warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
You hold the privileged position of being our very first visitors this morning.
Oh, right, good.
Lovely
Yeah.
to see. Now, have you been to this lovely house before?
No, we've never been able to get in before. It's always been closed whenever we've been.
But you caught
It's
it.
the first
You
time.
Yeah.
caught it.
Yes, very excited.
Wonderful.
Lamb House was built in 1722. It's a Georgian red brick house with rich literary and royal connections. It was home to notable writers like Henry James and E.F. Benson, and it once hosted King George I during a storm in 1726. Henry James lived here between 1897 and 1914, where he wrote major works like The Wings of the Dove and The Golden Bowl. In 1940, the garden room used by James for writing was destroyed by a German bombing raid during World War II.
What do you think of it?
Lovely. It's a lovely big garden, isn't it?
Yeah.
See what they mean? It's the largest garden in Rye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally private as well, with the big walls.
There's an account in the house of somebody who visited here who said that they would come in through the door, get a lovely hug, and then walk arm in arm out into this garden and stroll backwards and forwards on the lawn, just discussing the events of the day.
There used to be a garden room where Henry James used to write, but it was bombed during the Second World War.
I would imagine this is one of the biggest gardens in Rye, and it must have been absolute bliss to have lived here.
I wish we had this vegetable patch.
Well, it's lovely when it's maintained well like this, but I think it's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, we'd have to have someone do that for us, wouldn't we?
I think they plant these marigolds down here because they keep the slugs away.
Oh, I never knew that. Right, what's through here then?
Pardon the power tools.
Little courtyard.
Nice little area.
Oh, what a lovely place to sit when it's
Nice
hot.
and shady.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, that's the garden. Time to have a look upstairs now. Now that's more modern than I imagined. This is the King's room, where he stayed, having been caught in a storm. Can you imagine what it must be like to have someone knock the door late at night only to find out it's your king wanting to stay with you? And of course they came here because Lamb House was the finest house in Rye. The King's yacht had been washed up in a storm. The owner of the house, John Lamb's wife, was heavily pregnant and she gave birth that night to a baby boy, but she had to give up her bed to the king.
I wonder if that's the pot he used. This is the bedpan, the equivalent of our hot water bottles.
So it looks like that's as far as we can go.
So how long have you been watching the channel then?
Oh, I'd say a good couple of years.
Oh really? Have you got a van or not?
No, I've always wanted one. But so I'm very happy to watch what other people get up to, and of course your adventures.
It's cheaper doing it that way, I can tell
Very
you.
much so. Very much so.
Yeah, that's right. Lovely to meet you, Vanessa. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks. Great to see you. Oh, champagne.
Champagne.
What, is it free?
That's the registry office in there then?
You didn't have far to walk to the reception?
No. Very convenient if you're having your reception there, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was a free art exhibition on, so we decided to go a little bit upper brow and go in and have a look. It was a competition as well. You could take a little bit of paper and mark down the name of the one that you particularly liked. I went for this one, and Carol went for this one. Next on the agenda, we decided to have some lunch, and we're trying poke bowls for a change.
What have you ordered?
Shake it up. Hoisin duck, I think it was. With noodles.
Oh, with noodles, yeah.
Yeah, and soy and sesame sauce.
It looks like I'm embarking on more healthy eating.
Is it tasty?
Loads of bread.
I'm stuck in space, got a daydream running through my brain.
bikers that are itching to get past.
Are there more behind you?
Oh dear, what a bad. That was a rubbish overtake, that was, mate. If you're being followed by bikers, they're always going to be faster than you. So if you see that they want to overtake you, my advice would be to drop back, because you must give them somewhere to land when they overtake. Because that one that just went past us left it very, very late, and if he didn't have that gap to slot back into, then he'd have been a goner.
I've got nothing against bikers having a bit of fun, as long as they stay safe and they don't endanger anybody else on the road.
There it is.
Breathe in, everybody. Now this is Bodiam Castle.
It's total bedlam. Kiddie events. Do you want me to drop you off here?
No, I'll be dropping you off, more
Yeah.
like.
Got some hay bales there, maybe I could have a kit.
Yeah.
You can tell it's summer, can't you?
Yeah.
Nice to see the military recreators are here. Charlie Brown is going to take you into a World War II bunker. This is a military pillbox built as part of Britain's defensive measures during the Second World War. This one was built in 1940-41, when fears of a German invasion were at their peak. It housed heavy weaponry such as a bomb thrower or anti-tank gun, and was strategically positioned near the castle to defend against potential enemy advances inland from the coast. Should the invasion arrive, these were going to be the strong points, set along rivers, railways and roads. Bodiam Castle, located near Robertsbridge in East Sussex, is a picturesque moated castle, constructed in 1385 by Sir Edward Dalingridge. He was a former knight of Edward III. It was originally built to defend against potential French invasions during the 100 Years' War. However, the castle also served as a symbol of Dalingridge's wealth and status. Its design is a quadrangle with no central keep. Instead, its chambers were integrated into the outer defensive walls surrounding an open courtyard. It has corner towers and a grand gatehouse with an original portcullis and crenellations.
We saw bats.
Its moat is fed by springs rather than rivers, and it adds both a defensive strength and a rather aesthetic appeal. Despite its imposing appearance, some historians argue that the castle's defences were more symbolic than practical, emphasising prestige over military function.
Against the background of that event, against the background of the peasants' revolt in 1382, where living as he was in the manor house up there, people like that were being dragged out and hung from the nearest tree by the peasants. He wanted a bit of security. He builds this place. So are these people right who say that this is an old soldier's dream house, or does this place work? We've got to try and see it through the eyes of the time. Look at this picture. This picture was taken about 10 or 15 years ago when the valley was in flood. It was taken from the top of the castle behind me, and it's looking down towards where your cars are, somewhere under that water. In between the river and here
It's very busy here today.
It's a two-way stairs.
Yeah, all right, love. Yeah, it's not for you. Yeah, they're awkward. They are. Oh. Yeah, people are coming down, Bunny.
There's too many coming down.
We couldn't get up, so we decided to go down instead.
The well.
It's the well.
Oh, wow. It's unusual to have a well indoors.
Deep and dank.
It's a tall tower.
And one of the biggest I've seen so far.
Loads of rooms like this, weren't there?
Yeah.
How they managed to keep climbing up and down these stairs.
I thought he said there were bats in here, but I can't see any.
Right, hang on whilst you're coming down here, because it's so steep. If you trip and let go, you're a goner.
I know we're blooming old, but we're not that old. This is so steep coming down here.
Tricky, isn't it?
Easier if the steps are a bit wider.
I wonder if they had handles back in the day.
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
They just scampered up, touching the sides. They had smaller feet, probably.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they were bare feet, maybe got more grip.
Well, your leg's certainly tired by the time you get down.
What's this then? Somewhere to get on your horse? Loads of people enjoying picnics, which gave us an idea to visit the cafe. Not a bad view to enjoy your ice cream.
So we finished now looking around Bodiam Castle, and now we've got to find somewhere to park up for the night. But the trouble is we've got absolutely no internet here at all, so we can't find anywhere. And we're both tired, so I think we will both go back to Rye and just park up where we were last night, because that's nice and easy, provided we can get a space there. Do you concur?
That is the easiest option, because without internet we can't research anywhere else.
No.
That would be a good parking space.
This has been a good lesson to us, really. We need
to have planned in advance.
Yeah.
Even though we don't know when we're going to be somewhere, we know the places we're going.
Yeah.
I did see there were some parking spaces near Small Hythe, which we're going to tomorrow. But they're right by the side of the road, so...
Don't fancy that.
And that's probably where we're going to park when we get there in the morning anyway.
Okay, let's get packed up and let's get back to Rye.
Okay.
Well, we've made it back to Rye and we're in the car park, safe and sound, right next to a pub that's got live music. I won't let it play too long, otherwise I get a copyright strike.
This photo was taken at a place called Fort St Elme in Collioure in the south of France. It was a trip we did in Little Red back in 2020, and I'll put a link to it in the video description.
It's blooming hot this morning, isn't it?
It's a scorcher today.
Absolute scorcher.
And we haven't put the silver screen on the front, so it's baking up the front.
Yeah, I'll get that on as soon as we're ready.
Yeah.
I should have put it on last night because we've been here before, so we know, don't we?
Yeah, we can get away with it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's nice.
Good, we're all set for another day. There we go, we got the door open. And the windows at the back are now open. I'm going to put the screen on the front of the van.
It's finally time to replace the dust collector that we use up in the front of the van. This thing's been on for absolutely ages and it's still working.
Tricky, isn't it? You need 3 hands.
Wow. Probably simpler than I'm making it look.
Yeah. It's done loyal service, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we've used it, but
Loads.
it was in the months rather than...
Well, since January.
Yeah,
and it's
since
now
January.
August,
and we're
so.
just putting the second one on.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that one would keep going, wouldn't it? It's just that it looks really grubby now.
Good.
Perfect, well done. Charlie Brown just put it on the wrong way, so we'll show you the right way now.
So...
Yeah, because look, that's it's like a dustpan and brush, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the natural curve going into your hand. So the dusting surface would be on this side, not that
so
side.
you're holding it like this.
Yeah,
like that.
and dusting, yes.
Yeah. Right. So
That's the end of your duster training course.
and actually it goes on a lot easier.
There'll be a quarterly review.
So like that.
Hoorah!
Ah, I didn't even think. Good to have a genius in the family.
Who's been doing all the dusting then? Me, I think. Got the fan behind my head and it is absolutely lovely. Couldn't do van life without fans, could we?
No, definitely not. So we spent the night at Seaford, and after that we went to Alfriston to see the clergy house, and then we made our way up to Burwash and visited Bateman's. So from Bateman's we came down to Rye, spent the night in Rye, and then the following morning went to Lamb House in Rye, and then up here to Bodiam Castle.
I'll tell you what, this is brilliant when it's cold. It's so refreshing to wipe your face with it. We always used to boil these every morning to keep the bacteria down, and yet funnily enough we've discovered that you don't actually have to do that because they must be antibacterial, because we haven't been boiling them, have we? Just rinsing them out in cold water, and they've never smelled at all. I know it sounds a bit gross, but you live and learn, don't you?
And it's so good, and it didn't feel like a decision. It didn't feel like let's do something radical. It actually felt as if this was the most natural. Well, so contemporary music on the 1920s.
Clear left?
Clear left, yeah. Wow.
All we've got to do is get past this little bit of junction and we'll be on the move.
Yeah. Once we're out of Rye, hopefully it'll be alright.
Absolutely love staying at that car park. So handy for the restaurants and shops. £2.50. You were looking for somewhere to stay today, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I did a little search of places to stay near where we're going today, and this lovely field came up. It said it was a cut lawn field. You could get fresh water and empty your toilet and nothing else. And it was £30 to stay, which we thought was a bit much.
That's for the night, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought
Yeah.
when you said it was just for the
parking.
afternoon sort of thing. 30 quid, yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. And the reason why is because it was near Bodiam Castle. You had a view of the castle and you could just walk to the castle from there.
So that's the price that a lot of people will be prepared to pay, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you first said, I thought it was terrible, but actually I didn't realise you got all
For
that.
an overnight as well.
Yeah, I didn't realise.
But it's comparable to a proper caravan site, isn't it,
Yeah.
that price?
These cyclists are mad. They come from absolutely nowhere and then flip through the tiniest of gaps.
We were just going round the corner and he just came right round
directly
you
in front of us.
and cut in front.
If we can't see you, mate, we can't, we can't avoid you.
There's plenty of places to eat out in Rye, although some of the restaurants are a bit pricey. But this morning I went out to try and get some food because there was Jempson's supermarket right by the car park we were staying in, but it's closed on a Sunday all day. So we haven't been able to get any food.
We won't starve. The downside of visiting National Trust properties is that you invariably have to wear your rucksack on your chest. For good reason, because so that you don't knock things off in the house, but when you're carrying all your gear with you, it's a real pain.
Hit that subscribe button to find out where we're taking you next. If you enjoyed this video, then please give us a like, share us with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.